Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about micro purchases and simplified acquisitions, which are the easiest way to win your first government contract. Let's get into it. So, with new government contractors, they usually go for big contracts. I don't blame them. It looks so good on paper, but in most cases, that's what end up happening to them. They keep waiting for that big contract win, and it usually never happens. And that's for multiple reasons. One, you don't have the reputation, you don't have the experience, and in most cases, as a small business, you don't have the patience to go through a full big contract cycle. So that's why I would recommend to start with a small contract. And now I'm going to show you the benefits of uh, going for a small contract. One is shorter turnaround time. So the cycle or the length of a process for getting the contract is way shorter. So you can make good cash to sustain your business while you build yourself up to win big contracts. Way less paperwork. A lot of government contractors, as they start out, the thing that kind of scares them the most is the paperwork. With these small contracts, you do not have to worry about that as much. And most importantly, you build a relationship with the agency. So once they know that they've worked with you, you have good experience with them, you show them that you actually are capable of doing what they ask you to do, then you have higher chance of winning bigger contracts in the future with them because they know you, they trust you, they know your work. So it's way easier for them to trust you with bigger contracts. So there are two different kinds of small contracts. One is micro purchases, and these are $10,000 and less. And then you have simplified acquisitions, which are 250,000 and less. It might seem like a lot of money, but in the government contracting space, these are considered small contracts. So why you should care? There are $20 billion a year spent on these contracts. There are huge numbers of these contracts, so it's not like one or two. There's a lot of these contracts. And lastly, like I said, they're easy to get contracts. The procedure and rules for from big contracts are way different. So the rules for these are way different from big contracts. As I said, less paperwork, process is way shorter, and so on. So let's talk about micro purchases. Fastest and easiest to get by far. These are the 10,000 and less. You do not need SAM.gov registration. No competition is required. If the agency sees that you're best fit, they can just give you the money, ask you to do the job, and that's it. It's targeted for small businesses only, so you know your competition is small businesses like yours, if any competition at all. And then there's not a lot of paperwork, and like I said, it's way shorter bidding process than bigger contracts. So we have here these are screenshots I took from acquisition.gov, which is a government website that highlights the rules, definitions for all of these programs. So you can see for this one, they say that it's specifically the purpose of it for micro purchases to improve opportunities for small businesses. So you know that your business has a good chance because you're a small business just starting out. And then if you see this one, you see that the guideline for purchases, micro purchases may be awarded without soliciting competitive quotations. So they can just give it to you if they see your fit. Why? Because it would cost them more to verify that your price is the best or what you're offering is the best than actually just giving you the money. It probably costs them more to have people in the agency verify that the price you're giving is the best or you are best for this job than just give it to you and see how it goes. So that's why it's a really good opportunity if you're a small business. I've linked these laws in the description so you can go over them by yourself if you want to. So now let's talk about simplified acquisitions. These are between $10,000 and $250,000. So why these are easier than bigger contracts? They're exempt from a lot of regulations and a lot of requirements and are only for small businesses of any kind. So you do not have to have a certificate. You can just be a small business and you will be considered for these opportunities. I also have here screenshots from the acquisition.gov website. It's just, so this one, the anticipated dollar value above the micro purchase threshold and is below simplified acquisition threshold. So that's between $10,000 and $250,000. If it's $25,000 and above, it has to be listed on sam.com. And then you see, in this one, the contracting officer, so that's like the government, they cannot solicit quotations based on personal preference. So if they have a business that they're friends with, if they have a business that they have some sort of relationship with, they cannot solicit it. They can't give them basically the opportunity based on their preference, and they can't restrict the solicitation to suppliers of well-known brands. So if they have to have something posted, it can be of a brand that small businesses like yours can get. So they're really opening up the space for smaller businesses to get into this. And you can see here that they have they're encouraged to use best value. So it doesn't have to be the cheapest. So you're not going to have a big player compete with you because they can get it for way less. So what they are looking for is just best value, not the cheapest quotation. So that's it for simplified acquisitions. Now let's talk about how to find these opportunities. So there are two ways, and then I have a third way at the end, that it's a combination of the two that I think is the most effective. So the first one is to introduce yourself to the government agencies, and that's through events, emails, phone calls. I have here a picture from NASA's website. They have an event for small businesses to come and connect, learn about them, introduce yourself. Maybe you could give them your capability statement and so on. So you have to introduce yourself. When you introduce yourself, it's easier for them to work with you because people usually work with people they know, they like. So if you are in a place where you can introduce yourself to the agency, go for it. If you know there's an event around you, go and introduce yourself. It really goes a long way. I'm going to show you how to find these government agencies, how to find their contact information in the third point, which is a combination of the first and the second. Now, the second is you can find it through government contracting websites. A lot of simplified acquisition are on sam.gov. So I have a way, it's in the description. I'll have it in the description of the video if you want to click on it. You have to type in the search simplified acquisition. You have these notice types, and then you can filter by the product or service that you have with the NAICS code. But then you can have a lot of these contracts available, and you can look through them, read through the description. If they fit your business, then go and apply for them. You have higher chances with these ones. If you have a service, a smart search like Sam search, then you can just type in simplified acquisition, whatever your business is, and it will understand. So in this case, I'm writing for simplified acquisition HVAC maintenance. You see this one with the summary that it's a solicitation for HVAC maintenance services, and it's a simplified acquisition procedure. So the other way, which is the combination of the above two methods, and that's by going on sam.gov or search, whatever you like, and then you type in simplified acquisition, and then you check the notice type to be award notice. So these are contracts that they have been awarded in the past, so you know that there's no competition. But what you have to do, let's say you're doing telecommunication, you scroll all the way down, you find the contact information, and you email these people. You build a relationship, you talk to them. This is how you get their contact information. So you have to find agencies that have, for example, solicited opportunities in your space. You tell them, in the future, if you want HVAC services, here's my website, here's what we do, these are projects that we've worked on in the past, we're open to working with you. And then now they know about you, so when they solicit something in the future, they know they have businesses that they can work with. So I hope this was helpful. Please subscribe to get the latest on government contracts. I post a video weekly on government contracting. If you find this information useful, subscribe and like. See you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.